Alright, so to get started today, we are going to be working in Command. So I am at the sign-in page for Command. You can access this by going to agent.kw.com. Looks like this, and your login information is the same as your MyKW login information. So I will give you guys a moment to get signed in if you're following along. Enter my username and password, hit sign in, and that will bring me over to the KW Command homepage. So we're going to be working on the new IDX sites today, but before we actually get into the website, we want to make sure that all of our information, all our contact information, our headshot, bio, things like that, all of that is up to date, so it'll save us a little bit of time when we're actually setting up the website. Before you do create anything in Command, we recommend you make sure that your marketing profile is up to date. So to do that, we're going to go over to the top right. I'm in Scott's profile, so I'll click on Scott's name up here. And then we're going to click on Settings. This brings us into Command Settings, and it first brings us to the Applications page. This is where you can see all the different apps that you have connected to Command. We're going to go over to the left and click on Connect Settings. And from that little drop down, we will click Marketing Profile. Alright, this is the marketing profile. This is where basically anything you create in Command, it'll pull your information from. So any emails that you send out, any marketing materials you create, your website, it's all pulling from this area. So it's really important to make sure that everything in here is complete and up to date. If you have gone through our setup process of filling out our questionnaire, we do actually set up this section for you, but if you ever need to update anything, this is where you would go to do that. Alright, so you'll see in this first section we have some photos. You can add in your photo. This would be your agent headshot. Also a spot for your team logo. This is not where your office logo would go. There's actually a spot for that down below. It does recommend that the photo is a square with a size 360 by 360 and under 1 megabyte. You'll notice if you upload a photo that isn't a square, it might look kind of wonky and your face might be warped. So we definitely recommend resizing that before uploading to Command. If you have any trouble, definitely ask us. We can help you out. And then if you keep scrolling, we can see our contact information. So we are in the My Details section. Anything with this little red star, of course, would be required. So we need your first name, last name. Then you can add in additional items like your agent license number, team name, any designations or credentials you may have, your bio. If you need to expand this box, you can. You can see, whoop. Interesting. What is going on? My KW logo is flashing nonstop and I can't click on marketing. I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. That's super weird. I would recommend maybe shutting down your browser and clearing your browser history, and then going back into Command. That may fix it. If not, you may just have to. I am recording this class now, so if you can't get it to work while you're following along, you can always watch this later. So give that a try. Try logging out, clearing the browser history, and that could potentially fix it. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure if you want to call into our support line. Somebody may be able to help you. But yeah, I know there have been some login issues with Command recently, where like we couldn't even get into Command at all. So if that's happening for you, maybe try giving us a call, and somebody over the phone can help. So you can see your bio here. If you need to, you can grab the little corner of this box and expand this to see the whole bio. More required information, mobile phone and office phone. If you would like to add in a fax number, that goes here. email, and then website. This is just whatever website you are using for your real estate business. And then the market center and brokerage information. This is where you would add in the market center or brokerage logo. Over here on the right, the market center information. So the market center name, phone number, this is all required information, and the address. Make sure that this is your office address and not your home address. Compliance. So this is not where you would put in that information. So there are some offices like in New York and Texas, I believe, who have to have a legal footer on all of their materials and websites, pages, things like that. This is not where you would put that for the website. I'll go ahead and show you that when we go through the Kelly Guide, but in here we always put in something like this that says each Keller Williams office is individually owned and operated. Social media information, so if you have social media profiles for your real estate business, this is where the links to those profiles would go. And then Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics, so this is for your website. You can add in these tracking codes to track visitors to your website, things like that. We do have request forms for these on our support page, so if you would like us to set that up, you can fill out those forms and we'll add that in for you. And then your KW branded KW app link. So this is great. This is your KW app property search app. So I believe there is a link on the website that says click here to download my app. So you would want to make sure that this is added in here. And if you have trouble finding that, let us know. We can definitely help you locate your app link. So once this is all good to go, everything is updated, we can click save, and this will update right away. I do want to point out up at the very top, there is this little button here that says use my information to brand my agent site. You want to make sure that this is turned on. So it's flipped to the right and the little button is green. If you do this, if you fill out your marketing profile and you notice that your KW website isn't displaying any of your personal information, it looks just like a generic site, doesn't have your name on it or anything, come here, try turning this off. You can see it's off now. And then turning it back on again, so clicking it an additional time. It does give you this compliance reminder just saying that your site needs to be compliant and you need to add in any logos or any compliance links or anything that may be required by your board. So I'm just going to hit acknowledge and continue, but lots of pop-ups. You can see now this is turned back on, so once we do that, all of this information should then automatically pull over to your site and it will be branded. So if you see that, try that trick and it usually works right away. All right, so let's jump over to the site so we can go ahead and start setting that up. So I'm going to go over to the far right, and then my screen's a little small today. You can see, hopefully down at the bottom right, you can see there is a little link for sites, little icon. You can click on that. And that will bring us into our sites. All right, this is where we can see any landing pages, agent site pages, or neighborhood pages we have created. We are working on the agent site today, so I'll just go ahead and click on agent site pages. You can see all of your pages displayed below. Looks like we have quite a few that we've created. So if you needed to, you can always come in here, view these pages. You can edit them by clicking this little dot here and click the edit button. You can also delete pages from here by clicking the delete button. Up above, we can see the link to our agent site. Ours is scottleroy.kw.com. So if you ever need to find that, you can find that here. But let's just go ahead and go in and actually start to set this up. So there's a couple different ways that you can access the Kelly Guide to configure your site. You can click configure your site over here to the right, and then I believe down at the bottom, oh no, they took it away. Oh, they changed, okay, cool. So they changed it. There was a link down at the bottom last time I taught this class that said learn more with the Kelly Guide or something like that. But from now, you'll just want to go over here to configure your site. And we will go into the agent site settings here as well a bit later. We'll click on Configure Your Site. So one thing to point out, you only get one IDX site through Command. Even if you are an agent that is part of multiple market centers, you will only get one website. So just keep that in mind. And then before we begin, it is asking which provider we would like to use. I would choose this first one. I want to use the new KW Agent Sites. This is so we can set up or work on our KW site. And I'll go ahead and click Submit. So now what this did is brought us over into the Kelly Guide. So for now, if you want to make changes to your website, you do have to go through the Kelly Guide. Our site is already set up, it's up and running, but this process almost makes it look like we're going through and setting it up for the first time or creating a new site. But for now, for a lot of these settings, you do just have to go through the Kelly Guide in its entirety to update certain things. So just keep that in mind. But today we're acting like we're creating a new site from scratch. So what should I expect to get out of this guide? We're going to choose our subdomain, set up the theme and styling, and then create pages. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, that little compliance reminder, just reminding you to have your site be compliant. On this page, you can see if you need to find your office's branded logos or DBA logos, you can find those here. That'll bring you over into KW Connect, where you can search for your specific office and download their logo. So if you ever need that, or just the KW logos in general, you can find them here or in Connect. But if we have done your setup for you, we do add in that branded logo from your office if they have one. So let's go ahead and click Acknowledge and Continue. Here we go. All right, so this honestly is pretty straightforward. It walks you through all the steps you need to do to work through the Kelly Guide and set up your KW Command IDX site. You'll see over on the right, it's basically broken up into sections. And then as we are working on things, you'll see a preview of the site over here on the left. So our first thing that we need to do is choose our subdomain. Right now it looks like ours is scottleroy.kw.com. I'm just going to go ahead and change it. Why not? We'll make this Scott, and you can see as I type that in over here on the right, it did update on the left, so we can see a live preview of what that will look like. So I chose scottleroymarketing.kw.com. Some requirements down here, it can only be 30 characters maximum, no spaces, no special characters. And then please note, if you change your subdomain, the other one will be basically freed up and it can be claimed by another agent. So I'm going to go ahead and click Claim Domain. And there we go. It says, congrats, you have claimed your subdomain. If you get an error message or anything else here, that likely means that somebody else is already using that subdomain. And the cool thing about these sites is you can change this at any time. So if you have, maybe you created a site and you're not crazy about the name, or you have new branding, whatever it is, you can always come here and change this, which is really cool. So that's easy. Step one, choose the subdomain, done. And then we'll go down and click on this section that says marketing profile information. And this will expand. So this is actually all the information that we just updated in the marketing profile. So you can see it did pull that over. If you needed to, you can of course go through and update anything here. We can see our first name, last name, our market center or brokerage information has already been put in here. One thing I do want to point out, I can't see it on this preview over here on the left just yet. But this section here that says team or business name, if you're filling this out for the first time, this will be blank. I recommend putting in, it says team or business name. If you're not on a team, I would still put in your first name. So put in like Scott Leroy. Up at the top of your site, which we will see when we actually look at it, there is a menu drop down, and it says, next to that, it says whatever is in this box. So I would put in your first name or your team or business name. If you don't put anything in this box, it will say your agent. So just keep that in mind. Let's see if I can actually scottleroy.kw.com, because I don't think it's changed yet. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and point that out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, the drop-down menu for the different, whoa, we have a lot of pages on this site. For the pages on your KW Command site, this is what I'm talking about. So this section here that says team or business name, if you don't put anything in this box, this will say your agent. So just keep that in mind. Wanted to point that out. And then more information that is pulled from the marketing profile. You can choose to change this, delete it, what have you. Professional title, email, office, number, mobile number. You do have to take out the dashes on these, so just the number. Your bio, it pulled over your bio from the marketing profile, but you can update or change that here. Agent license number, compliance or legal footer, market center info, and then this I want to point out as well. So this legal footer, I said this is not where you would put in any compliance links or things like that. This is the section where you would need to add that. So you can see we have a couple on here. I think these are for, I don't know what state this is from. It's either Texas or New York. But if you do have these compliance links or like documents that have to be displayed according to your board, this is where you would add that in. So you would put in the title and then the link of that form or document. So you can see we have our information about broker services and our consumer protection notice. And then if we look over on the left, we scroll down, this is actually what it looks like, and people can click on that to see those documents that are required. And you can add in as many as you need to. If you needed to add additional ones, you can click add more links. So all of this information is up to date, good to go. We're going to go ahead and click save and continue. And it's going to move us right along. And let's see, I did see your question. Yes, so if you are on a team, great question. That does need to be configured by your MCA. I think they have to do something in Winmore to designate that you are on a team. And then when that is set up, you can actually create a team page on command. It's like, I think it's called Meet the Team, and it'll automatically have all of your team members basically in the settings. I don't think Scott's on a team, so I can't do it with this profile. I wish I could. I think we have videos on it. But you'll see, and I'll point it out like when we get to actually creating pages, you can create a Meet the Team page and it'll automatically pull over all of your team members and the info that they have in their marketing profiles so that you can easily add them to the team page on your command site. So I hope that makes sense. I can't really show it, unfortunately, on Scott's profile because he is not an agent and he's not on a team, but I believe we have videos on our YouTube page that go over creating team pages on command. So if you want to go to our YouTube page and search for that, yeah, definitely. And then if you even want to email us and say like, hey, can you send me the video for Teams or whatever you have on Teams, somebody can definitely do that. But definitely check out our YouTube page, just everyone in general. I love sending out our YouTube link because we create tons of videos, so basically anything KW related you can search for on our YouTube page, and we have likely made a video for it. But thank you for that question. I'll try and point that out as best as I can when we get to the pages. All right, so now we are in style and theme. We can basically spruce up our site, decide how we want it to look. First section is super easy. We either can choose KW red or KW dark. Ooh, is it letting me click? So you can see, I don't know, this doesn't seem to change much. All I can see that it's doing is changing this logo up at the top. And you can see this is our, what is this? Our logo, team logo, I think is what it's called. So it added in our team logo and then there's a KW next to it. So all I can see that it's changing on this page is whether the logo is red or dark. I think that's like a dark blue. So you can choose whichever one you'd like. I think most people go with the red. All right, and now basically we're just editing content and different elements of the site. So now we're at homepage text. So this is the text above the search bar. You can add in whatever you like. Maybe your team has like a slogan. You know, we had your search begins here because it's above the search bar. Whatever you want, you can put in here. This is going to display on the home page above the search bar. And then this is the section for the homepage hero image. This is basically like the slideshow on your homepage. Let's see, is this still, yep, oh, you can see it's changing right now. So you can add in different images here. You can add in up to 5, and they will actually just cycle through. Let's see, yep, wait one more second. You can see these are basically just like a slideshow on the background. So you can, this is actually where you would go to add in those photos. You can add in up to 5 at a time, and it'll just cycle through them. If you wanted to, these are photos we have currently added in. If you want to see what it looks like on the site, you can click preview. Looks pretty nice. If you wanted just one image, you don't want the whole slideshow, you can click on the little trash can buttons here to delete those. So basically just, it does put in these photos for you, but if you wanted to change them out, you would just need to delete them and then click the upload button, and then it has information about the recommended sizes here. We'll go ahead and leave those. I think they look pretty good. And then we can just click save and continue, and step 2 is done. So you can see it's pretty easy, and it basically walks you through this whole process of creating the site. Just have to follow their prompts, and yeah, they make it pretty simple. So now we're actually creating content. So when you're working through the Kelly guide, it makes 3 pages for you. They are company profile, I think about me, and we'll go ahead and work through these. I know it creates 3 pages for you. Let's see. I don't remember which ones they are. I think it's like about, company profile, and then a contact page. I believe that's right. So as you're working through the Kelly guide, it will help you create those 3 pages. And then if you wanted to create any additional pages, you would do that from that site's page on command. So we'll touch on that after, but through the Kelly guide, it helps create these pages here. So the first one is the company profile page. And it brings up search engine optimization first, but I'm going to go through navigation. So this is just our menu. It's not showing, yeah, okay, so my answer was right here. Company profile, about me, and contact us. It's not showing all of our other pages on here, so you can, from the agent site settings, or somewhere back where we were, it does give you the option to manage the full menu. But right now it's just showing us the 3 pages we're going to create. It's not showing us the other pages that are currently there. But we're creating company profile, about me, and contact us. If you wanted to, you could change the order of these just by clicking on the title and dragging it. I like the order that it was in. So you don't really have to do anything with this. If you wanted to switch it around, you could. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize that. Now for search engine optimization. So this is basically the meta title and meta description that shows up in search engines. So for example, if I were to go to Google and search Orlando Bloom, Orlando real estate. So this is basically what we're adding in for the different pages on our website. So the title says page title, URL slug, and SEO description. So to kind of show you guys and place them like in an actual example, so page title would be what is showing up here. So the link. And then the slug, so this would be just the link to the site. So for example, This one we did slash company dash profile. So our website, you can see down below, whatever you put in this box here is what's going to display. So this one, we're scottleroymarketing.kw.com/company dash profile. So this is the direct link. We're basically just editing the end part of this link. So the page title, I just want to show you again, this is what's up here. And then the description, it says SEO description. This is usually like a sentence or two, and this is what's displaying in search engines. So for example, we searched Orlando real estate. The page title would be the link, and then down below you can see there's like a little blurb. So that's the SEO description. So if you need examples of what to look for or what to use, I would maybe go on Google and search big teams in your area, other agents, and see what they have, and that might be a good thing to go off. So you want to put in your page title here. This is the company profile page, so we will just do Scott Leroy-company profile. Let's see, I don't know what this actually says, info. The name for this page as it appears in navigations. Perfect. All right, the slug, again, that's basically choosing the URL for this page. And then the SEO description, that's that little blurb that shows up in search engines under the link to your page. So super easy. That's actually good to go, and we will go ahead and just minimize that. And then content. So for this page, this is the company profile. So just information. So there is a company profile and then an about me. So the company profile, you can add in, information about your company. Page header here, why hire Scott Leroy Marketing? You can add in whatever you need to. You can also change out this header image. Our intro paragraph, this is why you should hire us in 250 characters or less. So you can basically add in whatever you want to this page, but basically I would add in, major bullet points and information about your team or your company. This section, I guess you would need to do it in 250 characters or less. There is not, unfortunately. Great question. They asked, is there a way to make the team logo larger? Not at this time. I know sometimes it looks like really teeny tiny. Oh, it's not even showing right here. Up at the top, but unfortunately at this time we don't have the ability to change that. But we would like that. That'd be cool. All right, and then down below there are 3 different sections that you can add in. Or just kidding, there are 2. And you can add in whatever you want. So this, for example, section 1, we have our experience. That's the header. Just want to update this so you can see it. Our experience. I'll take that off. That looks a little silly. And then you can add in a paragraph, a little blurb about you and your team, what your experience is. This section looks like we have 500 characters, so a little bit longer, a little more space to talk about our team. And then you can actually add in an image. And same thing down below, we have a section called Our Tools, and then a little blurb about that. So you can add whatever you want. For one example we like to use is maybe your team does staging. You can put in a picture of a home that you've staged, change this to staging, and then write in like the Scott Leroy marketing team does custom staging. We have a warehouse of all this furniture and great stuff, whatever it's going to be. So just a couple sections you can add in with information about you or your team. Of course, you can change out these photos. And then there's a little footer down at the bottom that you would update as well. Looking to buy or sell is what we have on there. That's that title there. Feel free to call or email our distinguished team at any time. So just some general examples of information you can add in here. Of course, you want to make this more customized to your team, yourself, what have you. I can click skip if this is already good to go to move on to the next section, but I did update some things in here, so I'll click continue. And there we go. The company profile page is complete. So now we are at about. So this page, super simple. There's not really anything you have to update on here. This is just pulling from that marketing profile again. You don't have to go through the navigation every time, but it is available if you wanted to change out the order of the menu up there. Search engine optimization, again, this is just adding in the page title, the slug, which is just the URL, the little end section of the URL, and then the SEO description. So same couple things we need to update on every page. That looks good to go. And then content, like I said, for this one, there's not really much you need to add in because it does pull from that marketing profile. So likely this is already complete. But you can see the page title. You can change this if you wanted to, like learn more about Scott Leroy, which kind of looks silly. So I'm just going to change that back to about me, but you can add in whatever you'd like. Your title, bio title, about Scott, and then your bio here. And you can change these to whatever you'd like. And then there is this section down here, contact your SLM team. This is the contact title. You could say contact SLM today, and then the phone number and contact email. Like I said, super simple. They make this really easy for you. We're going to go ahead and click continue, and then we will move on to the last page that we'll set up in the Kelly Guide, which is the Contact Us page. Same sort of thing, not really a lot of content to add in on this one either. So we do have that search engine optimization section again. We're calling this page Contact Us. The slug is /contact. So scottleroymarketing.kw.com/contact will bring you to this page. And then the SEO description. This one we have contact Scott Leroy Marketing today about all of your digital marketing needs. And then for content, it's basically just setting up this contact form. So the page header, we have contact us. I'll say like contact your SLM team. You can change that to whatever you like. Intro paragraph, we always respond via phone or email in less than 10 minutes. We are really quick, I will say. Message hint, okay, so then it's basically just plugging in this contact form for you. You can see there's a spot for first name, last name, email, and phone number, and then they have a place to type in their message. So this is just like a hint, message hint box. So if you are hinting, basically information you would want whoever that is filling out this form to give you. So on ours we have, are you looking to buy or sell? What is your time frame? Where are you in your search? What is your budget? So just some suggested questions that we would recommend that they answer so we can help them better. But you can put whatever you'd like in this box. And then our phone number and email. You can see those down below. All right, we'll click Save and Continue. And that's it. We actually just completed the Kelly Guide. So now our website is up and running, and it's live, and everything is good to go. So it says what's next. We can look at our sites FAQ, frequently asked questions. We can go to our site settings, and we can create more sites. So let's go to our site settings, because I do want to point out a few things before we wrap up today. So down below, I'm going to click Manage Sites. And that's going to bring me back into Command, basically where we started. So from here, this is where you can actually manage your site pages. Like I said before, you can see all the site pages we have here. You can edit them, view them, delete them. If you wanted to edit or delete, again, you would click on the little ... next to whatever page you'd like to work on. You can choose to edit or delete. So if we wanted to create a new page, because through that Kelly Guide, it only gives us company profile, about me, and contact. So if you want to add maybe a team page, a testimonials page, if you want to iframe a page from a different website, you can do that. So to create new pages for our command site, we're actually just going to go over to the top right, click on this teal button that says Create a New Site. And we have a couple different options. We can create a page on our agent website, which is what we want to do, or you can create a standalone page. So if you wanted to make like a landing page for a listing or something like that, you can do that here as well, but we're going to choose on my agent site. So we're not actually, it says create a new site. We're not creating a new site, we're just creating a new page on our site. And we will click Create Page. All right, so now basically we can just go through and add in the widgets over here on the right to create our customized page. So you can see it does give us different things that we can add in. So somebody asked about team. So if you wanted to create a team page, let's see. Okay, so we have a few different sections here. We have widgets, content blocks, and layout blocks. So through widgets, we can add in things like a team profile, agent profile, a contact form, testimonials, company profile, content blocks if you wanted to just add in an image or a link or text, things like that, you can add that in. And then layout blocks, you can basically create different sections. So no, just me saying that probably doesn't make sense without me actually doing it. So let's just start to add things in. So basically what you'll do, we have our blank slate over here on the right. And let's just start to add things in. So if we wanted to add in, maybe create a team page, I'd grab this team widget from the right and drag it over, from the right to the left. Let's get rid of this message here. All right, so then it adds in a meet the team section. So you can see this is just like a generic layout of what it's going to look like. You can see it's just got like filler text, spots for photos, and contact information. So what we're doing is we're adding in widgets and sections. So let's say we want that team section, and then I want to see, my screen is maybe not big enough. So then what we want to do is add in other widgets as well. So let's say we wanted to add in this team section, and then down below we wanted like a contact form. So somebody could look at this page and then contact you at the bottom. So we can drag this additional widget and then see it down at the bottom. This is not a great oh, there we go. It wasn't letting me scroll. So what I did was I then grabbed this and dragged it down below, and it added in this contact section. So you can add in whatever you want. You can add in additional images, links, text box, basically to completely customize this page. And once you've added in the content, the widgets, what have you, then what you'll need to do is click this section here that says Configure Widgets. And then it basically opens this up to then add the content. So our headline is Meet the Team. I'll say, let's change this to Meet Your SLM Team. Intro text, the Scott Leroy team is here to assist with all of your real estate needs. You have 200 characters to add that in. So this one is not a great example because Scott is not on a team. But I wanted to point this out for you. So if you were on a team, you would be able to select the team here from this drop-down, and then it would allow you to add in the team members here. And then basically it would fill this up with content. Then you would click Save and Apply, and then you would be able to see that live preview here. But since we don't have that option, I'm going to go ahead and hit back. Just go back a couple times, and I'm going to remove this section. So what I did was I actually just clicked on that and hit delete. So we can change this out. So you can see it's basically just adding in different sections. If you wanted to add in a testimonials list, you can add that here. I don't think, I want to say, yeah, I'm not quite sure if this is fully working yet. I think we are adding in testimonials a little different through like the content blocks at this time. But you will have the option to have it displayed like this, hopefully soon. So yeah, you can just add things in. If you wanted to put in maybe like an image right here, you would just need to drop it down below, and you'll see this little green bar will display wherever you are dropping that. So I was adding in an image, and I can now upload an image from my computer, and that'll plug that into Command. Whoop. Whoa, whoa, what is going on? See if I have like, I have just like agent photos on here. But you get the idea. You can add in different photos, different text blocks. Maybe you wanted to like add in just some text about your team. There we go. You can add in text, you can change the font. Oh gosh, I chose like the worst font. Change the font, change the sizing. You can add in, maybe you wanted this like in a section, like 2 sections next to each other. You can put that here. And in those 2 sections you could, let's see if I can just drag this into that section. Yep. And an image here. So you can see it's just kind of playing around with it, adding in different widgets and blocks to create whatever customized page you would like. So I'm not going to spend too much time creating like custom pages on here. We do have shorter videos that talk about adding pages, but that's just the general idea. You can add in those pages. You can change the title up here. We'll call, oh, sorry, my screen is like kind of wonky right now. There we go. Let's pretend that this was like our testimonials page. We can call this testimonials. Configure the widgets. Add in the header, any text. So like I said, I don't think, this is not a great example either. This is not fully working just yet. So once you have those testimonials, they will start to automatically pull over. But basically, like I said, what you would do is configure the widget, add in the widgets, configure the page. So now we just configured the testimonials widget, and now we have the option to configure the contact us widget that we went in and added. Hit save and apply, and then it'll create that page for you. So there we go. We can click Save Changes, and then it is going to ask, would you like to publish this as an agent site? This will make it visible to others. Yes, we do want to make this page go live, and our landing page was created. So now you can see, I think this is the one, yep, this is the one we just created here. We can see all of our pages down below. So I do want to go into our agent site settings, because I don't believe once you create the page, it doesn't automatically add it to your website. So this new page that we just created, it is not on our site yet. We do have to go into agent site settings up here at the top, and we'd have to add it in. So there are a few things before we wrap up today that I want to point out in this section. So there are some things that you can edit from the agent site settings section here. For other things, like I said, you will have to go back in through the Kelly guide and just kind of work through the whole thing, skip through what is already done to update certain elements of your site, but some things can be updated here, so you don't have to go through the Kelly guide. So you can actually update your subdomain here. You can change your website URL from this section. You can see that down below. You can update the theme, just changing the either from red to dark to update like the header or the hero images or that slideshow on your homepage. You will have to go back into the Kelly guide. And then the pages. So you can see this is our menu over here. These are all the pages on our site. And from here, you can click on these different pages. You can actually edit the page title, the URL slug, and the SEO description. You don't have to go back into the Kelly guide. You can change around the order on these pages just by dragging and dropping, clicking on the little dots next to the page title. You can rearrange those. If you wanted to add a new page to your site, so let's say we wanted to add in that page that we just created, I would click Add Page. And then what we would do is we would need to add in the page title, URL slug, and SEO description. So let's say we wanted to add in that testimonials page. Oop. I would call it testimonials, the URL slug, so it would be scottleroymarketing.kw.com/ and then whatever we want to call it. So for this one, I'd probably call it testimonials. And then the SEO description. I'll just say like, read these testimonials from our amazing clients. All right, and now we need to select the page. So I'm selecting a page that's already created. So I'm going to click Select Page. And we have options here. If we wanted to create a new page, we can do that from here as well. Or it's showing us all of the pages that we have created. So you can see this is the one we just made. I can select that from this list of pages that are in that agent site pages page back there, and then I'll click continue, whoop. And basically what it's done is it has added that over. Well, actually, I'll click Save Changes. So now you can see Testimonials is here, and I can move that around and rearrange my menu. So that is how, if you added or created a page over here in Agent Site Pages, it doesn't automatically add it to your website. You would need to come into the Agent Site settings and then go into Pages to then add it basically to your menu so it would be live on your website. So let's just go ahead, I'll just show you, we'll kind of poke around on here a little bit before we wrap up today. So we did change the URL, so now our, well, that's not going to work. Scott Leroy Marketing dot, oh my goodness, .kw.com. All right, so this is the site that we put together. So you can see up at the top left, it has our logos. This would be the office logo and then our team logo. Our name is displayed here. That was that first section in the Kelly Guide that said team or business name under marketing profile. We can see our hero images, the slideshow that we added in. This is that, I think, like homepage header. Contact form down below, all of this information pulled from the marketing profile, and then our footers down here. You can see it does have the links to our social media profiles, our office info, and then those footers down here for compliance. When we click on our name up at the top right, so either your name or your team name, whatever you added in, we can then see our pages. So lots of good stuff on here. Looks like we added a download my app page. Lots of good stuff. So that's just the general idea. This is just the 101 class. I know we do have other videos and can set up things like the What's My Home Worth form. We can add in the app page, things like that. So if you guys have further questions or are looking for additional items to set up on your site, definitely reach out to us, and then also check out our YouTube page and our support page on our site because we do have forms for some of these extra items that you can add in. But that is how you can go through the Kelly Guide in Command to just get your site up and running. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our contact information so you can see how to get in touch with us. So we are just at scottleroymarketing.com. And we are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern on emails and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern on phones. So again, if you guys have, oh, looks like our site's going a little slow. There it is. If you guys have any further questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, definitely feel free to reach out to us in one of these ways. If not, thank you again for sticking around watching our class today, and we will hopefully talk to you soon.